Okay, people, let's get to the news. We're about to hear from Lucifer himself.
There can be a lot of confusion about what vaccine to get. You have the additional dose and you have the booster shots. There is some confusion with our patients between the additional dose for immunocompromised and the booster shot. Now you add to that the availability of 3 additional vaccines.
Some confusion over boosters this week. Let's talk about that with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci, thanks for joining us again this morning. You know, there has been a lot of news about...
Now, who is Dr. Fauci? Well, turn to the book of Revelations. I think it's Revelations 2. The Bible says, I know the blasphemy of them who call themselves Jews, but they are not, but they do lie. But the Bible says they are the synagogue of Satan. And the Bible also says he will make them fake Jews come and worship at the real Jews, which is you, feet. So now we're about to hear from Dr. Fauci, here, the fake Jew, and what he have to do with the vaccine. Let me tell you something, people. This is a Jesuit scumbag. Jesuits are just the Romans. That's just another word for Romans. You know what I'm saying? They're all fucking Romans. But let's see what Dr. Fauci talking about.
Boosters this week. Fair amount of confusion. All 3 are now approved, and the CDC has signed off on mixing and matching vaccines.
So he said all 3 are now approved. Like, who had a doubt that they wasn't going to be approved? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, keep it real. The FDA is the government. You know what I'm saying? The CDC is the government. Dr. Fauci is the government. You know what I'm saying? Bill Gates is the government. So, and matter of fact, Johnson & Johnson, the government. Pfizer, the government. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Moderna, the government. Facebook, the government. YouTube, the government. All of these entities are the government entities. You know what I'm saying? All of these belong to the government. The people that is put up to so-called own them, like, freaking them, the people that put up to so-called own them, it's just government pawns. So this is just the government playing a trick on your mind. And they not Bushwick. They're not the ghetto boys. Oh man, homie. Fauci's playing tricks on me.
Explain who can get them now and your best guidance on which booster people should get.
Well, first of all, it's a level playing field now, George, because all 3 of the products that are available to the American public, the mRNAs from Moderna and from Pfizer, as well as the J&J. And first, we had the Pfizer approval, which means that people 65 years of age or older, and those who have underlying conditions that put them at a higher risk, and 18 up to 64 of people who either live in or work in a circumstance that put them at higher risk. The criteria for Moderna are the same as the criteria for Pfizer. Most recently, the J&J authorization means that anybody 18 years of age or older who's received their primary shot within the past 2 months can get it. So it really shouldn't be confusing. All 3 products. The mix and match means that under the situation, if you were originally vaccinated with one product, could you and would it be appropriate and safe and effective to get boosted in the 3rd shot for the mRNA and the 2nd shot for J&J by another product? And the answer is it's perfectly fine. We would hope that people,
got a question for you, Dr. Fauci. Why are we putting products in our body, Dr. Fauci? Number one, why is the FDA doing approving anything that coming from companies that have been sued for malpractice more times than Dr. Fauci been in the spotlight? Oh, wait a minute. No, Black Spotlight. Yeah. Not only that, every last one of these companies that the FDA approved been damn sued multiple times. Let me tell you something. Say you have bad credit. You know what I'm saying? Say your credit score is, you know what I'm saying, shot. You know what I'm saying? Say you got bad credit. Would you be able to apply for a mortgage and get approved? Or would you be able to apply for a car loan and get approved? The answer probably would be no. Why? Because you got bad credit. But these 3 vaccination companies or medical companies or pharmaceutical companies, the FDA approved, but not yet looking at their background. I'm going to give you an example. You have a career criminal who just getting out of prison. Can that career criminal get a top of the line job? The answer probably would be no. And why would the answer be no? Because he got a criminal record. An ex-con can't get a good job because he got a criminal record, but yet the FDA will approve anything from these 3 companies, which these 3 companies were sued multiple times for malpractice, for damn killing folks. That tells you something, people. Why would you put anything in your arm from a company that had been sued more times than Donald Trump had bankruptcies? How many times have Donald Trump had bankruptcies, people? Yeah, okay.
Available would get the boost from the original product, but if not, there's the flexibility of what we're calling mixing and matching. In other words, getting something other than the time of the first shot.
So, mixing and matching. So that means, you know what I'm saying, you mixing and maxing diseases, because that's what you put in your fucking body. You putting a fucking disease in your body and you expect your body to work and function well? Hell no. The same way if you put AIDS in you, if you go out and you fuck somebody that has AIDS, do you think your body is going to function the same way that it functioned before you fucked that person with AIDS? No. Your body is going to slowly deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example. You fuck somebody with an STD. You know what I'm saying? Crabs, fucking damn lobsters, and fucking damn, you know what I'm saying? The burning, yearning, you know, syphilis and all that other bullshit. If you fuck somebody with that type of disease, do you think your body is going to function the same way it functioned before you fucked that person? The answer is no. So what makes you think if you put a fucking disease in your body like the vaccines, what makes you think that that's going to automatically heal your body? It's not. It's just going to further fuck your body up. Anyway, let me go ahead and press play.
Because I've read some studies that suggest that it's actually better to mix. Like, say, if you got the Johnson & Johnson the first time around, it's better to get Moderna the second time.
This motherfucker said it's better to mix. I'm going to give you an example. Take your ass to a bar and motherfucker them drink, just order 1 Heineken. Drank that 1 Heineken. You got a little buzz, right? Now, have another person go to the bar, that same bar you in, and then have that other person order an Incredible Hulk. And have that other person drink that Incredible Hulk. Do you see the difference? One person is fucked up, and the other person has just got a buzz. You get a buzz from drinking a Heineken beer, but you get fucked up from drinking the Incredible Hulk. Why? What's in the Incredible Hulk? Multiple different types of liquor. You understand? Anything that you mix together, you're going to get more fucked up than you already are. So why the fuck are you going to their multitask fucking vaccines?
Well, George, if you look at the level of antibodies that are induced, in fact, you do. If you originally had J&J and you get, for example, a Moderna or a Pfizer, the level of antibodies, namely the proteins that you would predict would protect you, those levels go up higher with the Moderna boost to J&J than the J&J boost. However, it's a little bit more complicated because in the clinical trial that J&J did, the clinical effect of the second dose of J&J was quite substantial. So it really becomes an issue of what's the most convenient, what do you feel is best for you. If you have any question about it, you consult your physician. I think the good news about this, George, is that it allows a considerable degree of flexibility for people to get what we hope they will get, namely a booster.
Listen, let me tell you something. All this mixing and matching is doing is sharing the wealth. Is sharing the wealth, and you know what I'm saying, and the pharmaceutical companies is, you know what I'm saying, sharing in your destruction. They're sharing the wealth because damn near, you know what I'm saying, they're making money from these vaccines. The pharmaceutical companies are making money from these vaccines, and you best believe Dr. Fauci is part of this as well. So, you know what I'm saying? They just sharing the wealth. You know what I'm saying? J&J can't get all the money. Let's get fucking Moderna to get some of the money too. They just sharing the motherfucking wealth. And also sharing in your death. Because as soon as you put that fucking germ juice in your fucking body, your time is a ticking.
That will increase and optimize their protection.
Let's talk about kids. Pfizer reported on Friday that its vaccine is safe and effective for the younger children, ages 5 to 11. FDA is meeting next week. So should we expect kids to start getting vaccinated in November?
I would think so, George. You never want to get ahead of the FDA and their regulatory decisions, nor do you want to get ahead of the CDC and their advisors on what the recommended would be. But if you look at the data that's been made public and announced by the company, the data look good as to the efficacy and the safety. The FDA and their advisory committee will be meeting next week on October the 26th, and then their regulatory decision will be handed over to the CDC, likely November 2nd or 3rd. So if all goes well and we get the regulatory approval and the recommendation from the CDC, it's entirely possible, if not very likely, that vaccines will be available for children from 5 to 11 within the first week or two of November.
The controversy over whether the U.S. was funding risky COVID research in Wuhan was kicked up again this week when the NIH released a letter about that research, which showed that the subcontractor had not disclosed some results in a timely manner. Now some critics and analysts have seized on that to say you and others have misled the public about U.S. funding of this so-called gain-of-function research. The NIH says that's false. Our medical unit backs that up. But Senator Rand Paul stepped up that criticism in a new interview with Axios on HBO. Let's play it.
Fauci should be absolutely
by the president.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is just for lack of judgment, if nothing else. He's probably never going to admit that he lied. He's going to continue to dissemble and try to work around the truth and massage the truth.
I want to give you the opportunity to respond to Senator Paul, but also explain what was the United States funding, what wasn't it funding, and why that's important.
Well, I obviously totally disagree with Senator Paul. He's absolutely incorrect. Neither I nor Dr. Francis Collins, the director of the NIH, lied or misled about what we've done. The framework under which we have guidance about the conduct of research that we fund, the funding at the Wuhan Institute, was to be able to determine what is out there in the environment in bat viruses in China. And the research was very strictly under...
Man, get the fuck out of here. Bat viruses. Tell me, people, how long have bats been on this earth? And as long as bats been on this earth, have you heard anything about a fucking damn coronavirus from a bat? No. You know what I'm saying? The only virus that comes from a bat is the same diseases that comes from a rat. Ooh, I think I'm getting in too deep with this one. I'm just too good. Listen, the same viruses that comes from a bat is the same the same diseases that comes from a bat is the same diseases that comes from a rat. Because a rat ain't nothing but a bat with wings. I mean, a bat ain't nothing but a rat with wings. That's all a bat is. A rat with wings. Now, if you are in a rat-infested house, and that rat-infested house got nothing but damn rat droppings all over the place, what can that cause? Respiratory illness. A respiratory illness, right? Because that's what rat droppings cause. Respiratory illness. That's disease. You know what I'm saying? That gets into your respiratory system. So it's only right that they call this bat, you know what I'm saying, so-called flu and a respiratory illness. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they going back to China. This had nothing to do with fucking China. You don't hear China. China is not talking about you don't hear nothing about them getting vaccinated in China. You know, all this shit about vaccinations, you don't hear nothing about that going on in fucking China. And that's where the fucking shit supposedly had started, right? You know what I'm saying? If you let the white man tell you, it supposedly had started in China. Well, if it supposedly started in China, wouldn't you think that would be the first place that will be quarantined to get vaccinated? Huh? But yet you still have Chinese people in America delivering Chinese foods to homes. You have Chinese people getting laws. They just signed a law, a hate law for the Chinese people. But yet us black people didn't get no law signed for us. But you know what I'm saying? They caused a couple of psyops, you know what I'm saying, where they put together some people to assault some Chinese people just for the Chinese people to so-called be in an uproar. And next thing you know, boom, a law was signed. Can't fuck with the Chinese. But what about the Negro? What laws and stuff is going to be for the Negroes? Nothing but FEMA camps. Anyway, nothing but death. Anyway, let me go ahead and press play.
What we call a framework of oversight of the type of research. And under those conditions, which we've explained very, very clearly, does not constitute research of gain of function of concern. There are people who interpret it that way, but when you look at the framework under which the guidance is, that is not the case. So I have to respectfully disagree with Senator Paul. He is not correct that we lied or misled the Congress. It's just not correct, George. I'm sorry.
Right, and it showed that what was being researched was very far from the SARS-CoV virus, but it did show that the subcontinent did not release some results in a timely manner. What did we learn from the letter? Does it show that some of the research we were finding was riskier than we know?
No, it isn't. We knew what the risk was and what the oversight is. Certainly, they should have put their progress report in a timely manner. No denial of that, and there will be administrative consequences of that. But one of the things that gets mixed up in this, George, and it really needs to be made clear to the American public, there's all of this concern about what's gain of function and what's not, with the implication that research led to SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19, which, George...
But what the fuck are you saying, Dr. Fauci? He sums everything up to say, well, you know what, the vaccine is going to kill you. Just go ahead and take the vaccine. We you know what I'm saying? It's the mark of the beast. It's not the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing XXXTentacion music was supposed to do. For all you don't know who XXXTentacion is, research who XXXTentacion. He was a rapper who died. I forgot what year he died, but he got killed, so-called killed. He got sacrificed. XXXTentacion, 666. X represents the number 6 in the Hebrew alphabet. That's what X correlates to, 6. So you put 666 together. That's XXX, 666. Tentacion is temptation. So you put it all together and you got 666 temptation. Satan's temptation. What is Satan's temptation? To kill you motherfuckers.
Unequivocally, anybody that knows anything about viral biology and phylogeny of viruses know that it is molecularly impossible for those viruses that were worked on to turn into SARS-CoV-2 because they were distant enough molecularly that no matter what you did to them, they could never, ever become SARS-CoV-2. And yet, when people talk about gain of function, they make that implication, which I think is unconscionable to do, to say, well, maybe that research led to SARS-CoV-2. You can ask any person of good faith who's a virologist, and they will tell you absolutely clearly that that would be molecularly impossible. So things are getting conflated, George, that should not be conflated.
Dr. Fauci, thanks as always for your time and your information.
Anyway, that's news. Y'all know what to do. Hit that follow button. Turn on your notification bells. I'm your host. I'm your pastor, Mr. Michael Smith. And if you want to tune into our nightly Bible study classes, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night at 9 o'clock p.m., send me a friend request to my Facebook page, which is PSTR Michael Smith. And that's on Facebook. That's PSTR Michael Smith. And that's on Facebook.